Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the midday update. Actually, it's not midday, it's closer to 2 o'clock, so we're a little late to the game here. And that's because trading has just been extremely active today. I really want to get right into it. Let's go over here into my charts, the S&Ps. This is the spiders, actually, and you can see today we are getting hit very, very hard. Market is just in utter sell-off mode. We are down as we speak about 25 handles. From the open and down in the Dow about 200, little under 200 points. This is a very interesting area as it was the 618. This is an area we talked about. You can see the 618 retracement of our swing from the May highs to June lows over the last 2 weeks. We traded back to the 618 and just utter rejection. Yesterday was the Fed. If we take a closer look here, we took out Fed lows. That was right here. This was this little mark was the lows from yesterday, the Fed, and it's just been a momentum trade since we undercut those lows. I'd say the first area of support traders are probably going to want to watch is down here. Again, in SPYs, it's around 132 and a half area, possibly a little lower. Keep an eye on some of these shorter term trades. Again, there will be a little bit of a bounce here at some point. I wouldn't start initiating any short trades, deep into this. I think we're gonna, the smart trade is on the hourly. Got to wait for a little, maybe 3-bar bounce here. Maybe into the afternoon or possibly into tomorrow morning. And I think the smart trade is going to be to look to initiate from the short side. If we go back to that daily again, this is the type of day to take notice, right? These types of trades are, very, very poignant in the sense that they're telling you that something isn't right here, and this is not a place you don't want to step in front of a train, and that's basically what's happening here. So the train is, coming full steam, and at some point you're going to get a reflexive bounce. But I think right now the trade, if you're not in, is to step aside. There has been some opportunity on the short side. There are a couple stocks we are watching today. Again, banks really the tell. We talked about Goldman last week. Goldman, no buying. There has not been any buying here. JP Morgan. A little bit of a bounce over the last 2 weeks, which was, somewhat anticipated as we saw this huge, directional move in a very short amount of time. But seeing some sellers step back in there today. Another one we're keeping an eye on is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, it's the first time we've seen a real lower high. So this is something we're going to keep an eye on for the short side, as Wells Fargo could see some more, could see lower prices here. As it's the one bank that I think is ready for potentially a lower move. So let's keep an eye on Wells Fargo over the next couple of days. I think there could be an interesting trade developing there. On top of those trades, again, you have the market, all the eyeballs. The eyeballs are on Apple. Not much happening here in Apple today inside, which is kind of an interesting sign, being that the market's down so much. You usually see, that leadership stance with Apple. So goes Apple, so goes the market. So a little bit of a divergence there. There's 2 hours left in the day, and anything can happen here. We did flirt with, yesterday's highs, but the market just too much selling pressure. You can see a smaller look. Here's a 10-minute chart. Sitting at or near lows here of the day, but pretty much still in a range. I wouldn't say that the stock has really, it's really worth anything. Below 580, the stock becomes more interesting to the shorts, and above 590, probably more interesting to the longs. I think right now it's stuck in that range. At some point there will be range resolution. It is worth watching because, like I said, so goes Apple, so goes the market. Some other stocks seeing some interesting trades today. Visa, which has been relatively strong to the market. Visa getting hit pretty hard today. So again, it's still a stock. It's still an individual trader's trade right now, meaning, it's still a stock picker's tape. There are some things that are relatively strong to the market. There are some things that are getting hit very, very hard. The market itself, really no buyers, and I don't necessarily ever, recommend stepping in counter trend right now. That all the selling pressure is pushing the market lower, and trying to get long or pick a bottom is a very, very difficult thing. You need to watch the 136 level in the SPYs. That's the area where we saw rejection. That is the 618, retracement. For those that are technical traders, that's a lot of information, and we're going to look to position ourselves on the short side on a short-term bounce, probably on a 30 or 60-minute chart. As always, I'm Laz. Tune into the VTF. That's where action is happening. Be tactical, be smart, be patient, be planned. You'll figure out a way to make money. I'll talk to you later.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman, CEO of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.